you initially started like focusing on the composition side of the music?
No.
Or when do you started like in music?
I basically only got into music. I was like really young, and I got up on stage and sang a song
In France, right?
in France. Yeah, when I was 4, and it was like I just got this little buzz like from it. I got like a hit from it. Like it felt. The only way I can describe it is, you know, when people talk about taking heroin, like they always say that like the first shot is like the first time you take heroin is like amazing, and then every time after that you're chasing that feeling again. Like it never feels as good as the first time. Apart, I've never taken heroin.
That's why I'm afraid of heroin. Yeah.
I want to make that clear. I've never taken heroin. Yeah, that thing of like, I think I kind of liken it to that. The first time I got up on stage when I was 4, I had this amazing buzz or whatever, and then I've always just like been chasing that buzz. But I guess it's different from heroin in the fact that I have had higher highs,
bigger highs
from thinking. But yeah, it's the thing of like, I just really enjoyed playing. I got up on stage and I really enjoyed it, and I was like, okay, the next time I need to get on stage again and get that feeling again. And then that's the only reason I started writing songs, or the only reason my first protocol was, okay, if I want to be a singer, I need to learn, like all the people I listened to were playing guitars. So I was like, okay, I need to learn how to play guitar so that I can, play my own music for me.
Yeah, be a singer-songwriter, right?
Yeah, and then all the people I listen to write their own songs. So obviously that's just the done thing. That's something you have to do. It never occurred to me that, there were people out there who didn't write their songs and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you want to not write your songs, that's fine. But like, but yeah, so I was like, okay, that's why I started writing songs, because I always just wanted to do things that would get me on stage.
But in what context were you on stage like at 4 years old? Like you were already singing like in family reunions, or how did that happen?
Not really, no. I was just I was obsessed with Queen at that age. My mum and dad are big Queen fans, and we were headed to France. We used to drive from Scotland to France in a car. I don't know how else you would drive there, we drove down to stay in
from Scotland to France.
Yes,
there's like a bridge, or how
you got the ferry from
the ferry
from Dover to Calais, and then we used to just go down there, and I loved it, and we would stay in a caravan down there, and then we would I would listen to music on the way down there, and I was obsessed with Queen at the time. And I was listening a lot to like We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions, and then one night we're sitting at they put at these caravan holiday parks, they put on like bands or like family entertainment nights, and there was a band on stage, and I think there was a section of it where they were doing like karaoke and says anyone can come up and sing a song if they want. And I was like, I really want to get up and sing a song. So I got up and sang. I think that might have been the first time I ever did it. I don't remember before then ever showing like a great interest in singing or whatever. I used to like performing. Like I used to always get up on at family parties when I was like 3 and do, or maybe it wasn't, I don't know, but like I used to always get up and do like Austin Powers impressions. Right. I don't know why, but that was always like something I really enjoyed. But
so you were kind of like an extroverted child?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've become more introverted as I've got introverted as I've got older. But as a child, I think I was pretty outgoing.
Also, you're the smallest child, right?
The youngest of 4.
The youngest of 4.
Yeah.
So that kind of that kind of influences your personality, right? Like you're the center of attention in many ways because you're like the youngest.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I think, you always, it must have been really annoying for my brothers and sisters. But, I think, and as well, just sort of, we were all sort of, I guess, kind of outgoing and like a bit of a laugh. And, I don't know how I ended up being so, why I was so outgoing. But I think that the youngest child always likes to be that center of attention. You're probably spot on there. So it was just something I loved. And then I did so I got up on stage at France and I loved it. And then after that it was a case of just.
But you started like focusing directly since like 5-6 years old. You started like, okay, I want to learn how to play guitar. I want to learn. Like, did in that first appearance, did you sing well? Like, did you have like talent, like a natural voice?
I don't know. I can't remember. You'd have to ask my parents. But people like cheered and stuff. That was enough because I think it was more because I was. I was like, I just liked the fact that people were cheering and people were, cared or whatever and were interested in what I was doing. So, and then for when I started playing guitar when I was 8 or 9. So I sang for a couple of years and then picked up a guitar at 8 or 9. And then my first gig was when I was 11. My first proper gig was when I was 11 years old.
But you were having your first gigs with your brother? Or
my brother got me the gigs. So he got me, like, he would go and, like, my brother's 6 years older than me. So by the time I was 11, he was 17 and already like been playing shows since he was 14 or whatever. And, kind of knew local promoters and local, people who were putting gigs on or whatever. And he would get me those first gigs. He got me my first gig. He introduced me to this guy where I'm from called Ross Coots, who had like a hospital radio show at the local hospital. And he got me on. And there's a recording of it somewhere of me when I'm like 11, getting in and playing these songs that I wrote. And Ross helped me with a lot of stuff. He put on a lot of shows, and I went and played gigs left, right and centre for Ross. And I got kicked out of a bunch of gigs because I was too young and stuff. But my first one was at a place called the GRV in Edinburgh, which is now called the Mash House, which I've since played again and like stuff since things have happened. So it's a nice full circle moment. But yeah, it was fun. It was a fun time. For sure.
And like lyrically or thematically, what were your songs about when you started?
I don't know. They always like you would just try and write songs about like love, I guess, because that's what every song was about. I was also trying to write songs where it was like I had a song called "The Show Must Go On," which was about like fucking like I don't know the lyrics about the credit crunch or like the I guess the recession in 2008 and stuff like that.
And you were like,
I'm like 9, and I had no idea. I just thought, thought it was like a cool thing to put in a song. Like I still don't have. I couldn't write a song about a recession now. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking back then.
And but you were like 12.
Yeah, 12, 11, 12. Yeah. So I don't. It wasn't my. It wasn't my best work.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But it led us to where we are now, I suppose.
So you started doing these shows and you started like getting used to the lifestyle, because when I first started reading about you, I had like this idea that you had like this really big meteoric rise, which you eventually did like in 2019, but you had a lot of shows.
Yeah, man.
And that's something that you kind of explore in your documentary. Yeah. But that was for me really interesting to find out that you were doing all these gigs before eventually migrating to pop and having these big hits.
Yeah, man. I was in like bands, and I was like couple bands, and I was in. Yeah, I would play solo shows all the time, and I did loads of stuff. I put on my own gigs, like me and my friends. I did gigs for other people. It was like constant for basically from the age of 11 till 20. I guess I'm trying to work out how old I would have been when the first song came out. It came out in 2017, so I would have been. I wrote Bruises, so I would have been 21 when the first single came out, I think. So from the age of like 11 to for 10 years, I was doing gigs and no one gave a fuck about anything. So, but it was all necessary. I feel like playing those shows for 10 years was really important, and like, I suppose, getting to a point that I'm at now where I felt comfortable on stage or anything like that.